Hello, and welcome to Steel Division 2 here. Today we've got a game of the quarterfinals in Division 5 with the Steel Division 2 League between CreamBiggums and Mr. James. Mr. James coming in with the first Polish, and CreamBiggums here coming in with the 15th Scots, or the 15th Infantry. Very interesting divisions. I would say the first Polish has a little bit more of a meta advantage right now, though there are some sneaky things in 15 Scots that you can definitely do. Doesn't look like at this level, of course, Division 5 being the lowest level of the league, we'll be seeing any really sneaky strats, as even the Vickers HMGs here are coming in. The slow Bren carriers without Bren, so just coming in the slow transport for no reason. Suppose it is armored, but that's not really what you need an MG for in a start on Shadrin here. So, bringing into the game, 2 Assault Pioneers, Sniper, Rifles, Motorized Rifles, Engineer Leader, 6-pounder, Vickers HMG, and another Vickers HMG. 2 more Assault Pioneers, likely heading for this middle area. 2 more Rifles, 2 more Motorized Rifles, Engineer Leader, Vickers HMG, Sniper, and 57mm. Assault Pioneers again, 3 of them this time, Rifles, Engineer Leader, Motorized Rifles, Vickers HMG, Motorized Rifles, and Churchill 4. On the side of the first Polish over here, we've got a Flamer, Saperzi, multiple Maxims here, 3 Maxims, BA-10M, Saperzi, Zis-3, Gogi, and 2 BA-10Ms. Going to the middle here, we got 2 more Flamers, another Maxim, Strelki SVT, Saperzi, Odzo Karni, Strelki LKM, BA-10Ms, Zioid Konis, and then up in the north, very light, just a couple Flamers, just a couple Tadeusza Nikis, these are the Gogis there, and then Strelki SVTs, and Odzo Karni again. The Odzo Karni being the disheartened infantry, I do believe. Or it's the Recon. No, that's the Zioid Kani. It's a bit hard with the Polish because it is just a classic Soviet deck, but they're obviously using Polish names, so a Strelki is a Strelki, right? But spelt a little bit oddly. But some of the units is really hard to tell from a glance what their loadouts are, just because you rarely see the Polish, and then the Polish divisions that you do get are different, like, scenarios almost. Assault Pioneer is going to unload straight into the face of that Flamer, but the other one does go down, and now they've got 2 of them firing here, as the Tadeusza Nikis are also going to unload, likely in their faces there. Do unload on the wrong side of the town from the looks like it, but these M3A1s are going to be more than enough to pull that back, as the Maxims and the 6-pounder finally, Maxims, or the Vickers here, and the Sniper finally unload. Lots of infantry up here, though. Motorized Rifles should be able to deal with this half-track, though it's not particularly upfitted. There is a leader here. But, taking shots out of the Maxim now, and looks like this is 3 in these Maxims here. Already managed to pin down 3 Maxims versus 2 Vickers. Maxims are going to have the better of that, especially with the Sniper and the MMG carrier not getting involved there, as the IL-2 comes in on this push here in the center. Gets the Engineer Leader and the Motorized Rifles, which is an important kill in the beginning here, as these multiple BA-10Ms are coming in to try and stop this quite effectively, might I add. The 6-pounder is likely going to get on target onto those, but as these Vickers slowly go down here, this push is stopped dead in its feet, or dead in its shoes. Typhoon coming in to deal with the BA-10M. It is a Maverick versus balanced play. The balanced deck of the 50 Scots being preferred usually. But I gotta say, if you're going up against the Russian division, you're gonna need to be a lot more aggressive. Scots just does not have really the speed to deal with it. No smoke from the Assault Pioneers either. Maxims are firing at these HMGs. This 3 doing good HE support. It does have quite a few HE shells, so being useful there. Sniper finally getting involved, a little bit late, but all this infantry looks like it's gotten on target. The Motorized Rifles is coming up to... Is it going to get its Piat off? There is a Saperzi there, and Gogi, so it does have to be a little bit careful not to run into them before getting its Piat off. And 3 half-track, though, doing good to try and clean up these Maxims as the Vickers HMG goes down. Another IL-2 coming in. This is the 3rd IL-2 here, and you can buy it almost 1 a tick, right? With a Maverick income. Piat looks like it missed. M5 versus M3A1. Surprised does get its TNT off from the looks of things. The assault pioneers and motorized rifles go down. The other one not being there to take advantage of that. The AT does go down here. There is the 57mm, so the BA-10M and the M3A1 don't have like complete free range. SSS-3 has also run out of ammo. But the multiple IL-2s now, and these are going to get infinite value out of the game, I would wager, as the town is also firmly in the lead of, or in control of Mr. James. Multiple Strelky coming in as well. He did go down here, but the engineer leader is, or no, these didn't even go down. They just wasted their Molotovs from the looks of things. As the engineer leader is slowly going to die, no doubt. Strelky's unloading as well. Gonna get involved there. Another IL-2 coming out. I wonder if this is the first one again, or if it's a new one. Because if it is just a new one, it's an interesting kind of first Polish playstyle there to just see an infinite amount of IL-2s coming in. I suppose if you don't need to reinforce the front line, that is the power of the first Polish there, where you can just call in more and more IL-2s. Rifles here. Trying to push our way back on the hill. No chance there. Single brand. Lee Enfield. There's still an M3A1 up here with a 50 cal, which is just going to pin down and tear those to shreds. Half track. Pushing forward. Probably going to be hit by a Panzerfaust. Oh, these are Panzerfaust. Interesting. The normal Strelkies just have grenades, so interesting that we would see that. Multiple Odds-Carney coming up as the Churchill 4 has finally arrived. It only took 500,000 years. Another Churchill 4 coming into the center here. Again, really too slow to be a reactionary tool. Motorized rifles coming in to secure this center flag that was hanging. But still 59 for Mr. James. CreamBiggums really has to work hard here if he wants to hold on to this game. Bofors coming in. Typhoon does get a good kill on the IL-2 here. And slowly infantry are making their way into this area. The BA-10M actually having run out of HE ammunition. But there are a lot of troops here. Odds-Carney, of course, being relatively decent in CQC and also having the 3 DPs for this yellow cover. And Saperzi's going to just win out against rifles every single time. No contest there. Typhoon did drop its bombs. The M3A1 didn't even go down. Oh, man. CreamBiggums is really hurting here. And these Churchills, they do have a great 57mm gun. But that 57mm gun is not good against infantry. So, multiple rifles and a Churchill 7 coming in now, rather than a Churchill 4. This one does have HE shells. And I'm surprised we didn't see more of these, because the Churchill 4s, well, they do have the, like, 6-pounder. Without the HE there, they're kind of just, like, good against T-34s. And Churchill 7s still can deal with the T-34s that the first Polish gets no problem. While another IL-2 comes in. Wow, just really doing a lot of damage. But, well, not in that case, but these IL-2s are going to be a constant pain as we now see a, oh man, a cluster bomber coming in. No recon in the church, but I would wager that he does see that for the time being. Churchill kills the BA-10M finally. The motorized rifles here versus the stroke SVT should win out, even with the SVTs here. The motorized rifles with their... Oh, these only have a single brand. What? Okay, well, at least they've got 2 Sten guns, and it's 2 versus 1, so... PTRD versus the MMG carrier, though. IL-2 did get the kill on the Churchill. So, more Churchills coming in. We really see the slow crawl of Scots here. And it just gives infinite time for Mr. James to bring in IL-2s to just pound every single piece of infantry here. And now the ones with the 250 kilogram bombs, as long as they're on target, these are deadly, but it looks like we'll get force spec just before. Bofors doing a good job there. So, gonna need to bring in 2 at a time now if he wants to get a kill in, but ping on the AA. I would expect to see almost some kind of artillery or something to deal with that indirect fire support. Still 16-8. Mr. James more than content to just sit here, kind of reinforce his front line, buy a bunch of IL-2s, and pound the enemy into submission. We're really not seeing that many reinforcements here, especially not infantry. I'm wondering if CreamBiggums is actually out of infantry. We did see like a couple of what is it? Like a lot of troops going down in the center here. All the flamers here, with at least 5 of them, which I think are all that you get in the beginning phase there. We really haven't seen any of the autocars or anything that Scots get, and it's all been infantry. And the infantry deployment definitely did not go well, losing the engagement up here despite having local superiority thanks to the M3A1 and the excellent close-range infantry here. Bit of a miss micro on that side. And then in the town as well, running half-tracks directly into Panzerfaust and the Descent Kogovi, killing the push there, as well as the Churchill dying. Mr. James is in complete control of this battle. Assault Pioneers should get the better of the Superzi there, especially once the second one joins in. Eventually, it does go down, but now there's nothing to deal with these units in the medium cover here. Although the Stroke LCM is relatively low health for the time being. This Churchill 4 doesn't really have a way to deal with his 85mm. The 85mm, of course, only has 750-meter range, so we'll have to advance forward if it does want to take on that Churchill. But yeah, no HE there, so can't fire back. SC-76 is coming up as well, likely to counter this Churchill here. They do have 150mm of armor. I don't think the SU-76s are going to be quite enough for that. You do need some heavier AT guns. I would have almost brought in a 122mm. Either that or these SU-76s, because these are the ones that you find in the AT tab. These might just be brought in to try and deal with the Bofors there, but without radio range, or without radio. It will be a hard thing to do. Now the Bofors coming in, Crocodile as well, scouts with Piat. Finally, in a B phase, lots of infantry finally coming in. Excuse me. But, kind of push materialize here. Lots of points saved up from the looks of things, but it has just really given Mr. James the opportunity to delete forces slowly but surely, as there's just an overwhelming force here. And sure, you got 4 or 5 different rifles Piat coming in. But as another Churchill 4 goes down to this IL-2. Wow, the armored support really not being covered. This Bofors was intended to cover both these sides and the middle, and while it can cover the middle just fine, it's a little bit far forward to cover the flanks here. The IL-2 didn't even get touched before it dropped its load, and I would imagine this Churchill 4 is just at risk as well. Potentially won't die from it, but as we see more Desantniki coming in with the half tracks, these motorized rifles are in trouble, and that with that would go down any kind of benefit or any kind of position that CreamBiggums still holds. Really has to hope for some kind of a push here, but Strelky LKMs, because they don't have machine guns, they'd only open up within the 500-meter range. And oop, these rifles Piats. Oop, looks like the Panzerfaust missed, did unload just in time. But the other one CFP goes down, so these rifle Piats are now just getting fired on. This 3 bouncing against the Churchill 7. Crocodile coming in, but all these having to unload here. This IL-2 is going to get warded off. Another one coming in as well, Typhoon Mark 1. But there's just so many units here at the end of B phase that I hesitate to say that the Typhoon will quite get a kill. Interesting choice to veer off on the IL-2. Might be better to go for the kill there, but multiple Yak 3s coming in now at 2 stars. M3A1, both of these pinning down these troops. There are more rifles down here as well, but rifles, single Bren gun, they are cheap. That's really the only thing going for them. As actually, this SU-76s are going to get up on the flank here. I wonder if that's potentially the play. So Percy are going to get forts back here. BA-10 and M3A1 not quite getting involved. Churchill still being a good force multiplier there, but the infantry having lost quite a lot of health to those close range Struck APM is the also Carney now. It's going to get involved with the triple DPs. Crocodile is going to do good versus the Struck APM with that flamethrower of its. As another Panzerfaust goes off, killing the MMG carrier. Down south, M301 is finally going to go down, but there's now SU-76s, and well, all these units are going to try to make some kind of a push. The M3A1s up there are just going to shut that down, right? Unless you can unload right in their faces, this little bit of armored support is going to be very dangerous. Interesting, like I'm sure Mr. James has a lot of IL-2s, so it's really interesting to see him bring him in one by one. Definitely worth considering bringing in multiple at once. We're trying to suppress the AA somehow, as we do see an artillery SU-76 coming in now. These should also have indirect fire, so interesting that they're not being used that way, but down south here, multiple IL-2s coming in. First shot pins down. Second shot, I would wager, kills one of them. And these other squads aren't too healthy either. SU-76, direct fire support for the Alzokani here. Saperzi moving in against the Vickers. Close range should have a much better chance with its SVTs. More infantry being forced to come in. Shell KLKM though. One of them did go down. Other one forced to retreat. From the looks of things, there's just too many troops to really bully through. You'd need off-map and a lot of it, and the only off-map the Scots get come in Churchills. So it's almost not worth buying them some of the time. Churchill 7, ooh, does it see the AA? I don't think it's in range regardless. Yeah, it's just firing at the Zvedkani, as we see the mess of rifles go down here, and actually a lot being forced to unload in this area. IL-2 coming in though. That Bofors is not close enough. Blap goes down right away. 85 mil would have killed it anyway. And the SU-76 on the side there. And now no armored support to deal with these SU-76s. There's more Churchills coming in, but the Churchills, they're gonna take 2 minutes to get to the front. And at that point, you really need to be pushing the 12-12 already. This game won't even enter sea phase. Bit of a shame. Flamethrower though. Come on, there we go. Finally. Finally see the crocodile being used well. Or well, getting some use out of the crocodiles. Guys with Piak gotta be trying to tick on a stroke LKM. Also not gonna happen. This flag was never retaken. It is now a triple tick as the M3A1 is actually firing at the Bofors. If a plane were to come in now and try to like strafe this Bofors, right, 2 yaks, the Bofors would be forced to fire at that rather than half track and would definitely go down. But it looks like the half track actually with the suppression gonna get the better of the Bofors anyway. Force to fall back, now would definitely be the time to attack it. IL-2 getting forced back again. Scouts Piet going down in the Streltsy, and the Streltsy could just need to move 1 building forward to kill this Churchill 7. Alright, Panzerfaust. Ooh, those are the Streltsy LKM. I thought those were the regular Streltsy. Yeah, these only have PHRDs. My mistake. There. Yeah, these S2s really don't do the job against crocodiles and Churchills, but it's only if you can get them anywhere close to the front line in time. As 2 SU-85s would definitely have the penetration of dealing with Churchill 6s and 7s and stuff like that. Come in, and CreamBiggums surrenders 1,420 kills to 480. Interesting start to the semifinals here in Division 5. But a good game, nonetheless. Well done to Mr. James, showing the supremacy of the IL-2s there. This being only a single page, really. IL-2s here, IL-2s there. Yeah, just great value out of these IL-2s. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And goodbye.